actually have gotten a lot of stuff done. I was just kind of kidding. But we did have to take everything out of the van again because it's time to put the floor in. The reason we didn't put the floor in is just because there was a lot of learning with the 80/20 and just figuring out the new layout. And with the in-floor heat, you really need to see where the in-floor heating loop runs so you don't put a hole in it when you're mounting everything. So now that we've pretty much got the layout nailed out, we took everything out, we're going to put the floor in, and then everything goes back in and it's time to finish the van. Sounds a lot easier than when I say it like that, but we have gotten lots of stuff done on the van. Well, I figured it was time to give everybody a quick update on the van. I'm not sure how long we've been working on it. I'll do some math, check when I said I was going to be done. I said it was going to take, I think, 180 days. We're way past the 180-day mark, but a lot of that has to do with the fact that I'm not exactly in a rush to get things done because of the, current state of the world. But I did still want to give you guys a little update as to how far we have come on the van so far. So let's take a look. That's all the cabinet faces. Drawers are done. The start of the bed frame. Countertop. This is the galley. So yeah, a lot of the van is done, but it's a little disheartening when you rip everything out of the van and it starts to look like that again. Basically, you're starting at ground zero one more time. But we gotta do a little bit finishing touches on the floor, get it ready to finish install, and then, yeah, all that stuff goes back in. And then it's really gonna start to look like we're making some progress. You have anything to add?
I don't.
All right, now that we got everything out of the van and we're very close to getting to the point where we're going to put the floor in the van and then put everything back in, we're just finishing up some of the detail work. So at the sliding door, where the sliding door is and it kind of steps into the van, you have this area of the van that's kind of hard to figure out what you're going to do to finish the floor detail, so you can't see all of the layers of the floor. So what we're doing is using the Baltic Birch plywood. We're using 1/2 inch, and we've got some riv nut spots we're going to put in. So we're just going to fasten this Baltic Birch plywood, and that cleans everything up nice. I haven't decided how I'm going to finish the Baltic Birch. I think it's probably going to be with some of the high pressure laminate. I think maybe the blue color. But step one is just to get it so that we can now cut the floor back so it's even, because right now we have this edge run a little wild. One other thing you're going to want to note is with the sliding door, this piece, like the step that you step on, you don't want to make it so that you can't take this piece out, because over time, underneath here, underneath the sliding door, that gets full of sand and eventually needs to get cleaned out, and the door quits working properly. And if you build this in so you can't get this piece out, you're going to have a heck of a time. I see a lot of people that bring their galleys over top of here and they don't leave any possible way to take this step out, which, seems fine when you're building the van, but when it comes to any kind of maintenance or any door issues, you are going to be cursing yourself for making that decision. So just keep that in mind when you're Alright, so we got the pieces kind of test fit in with the riv nuts, and we're using stainless steel. I think these are M6s, M6 bolts into the riv nuts. The one thing we got to do now is, because we ran the top floor, which is the radiant heated floor, a little bit wild, because I didn't know how we were going to finish this detail. Now we got to figure out how to cut this flush. So we're going to give it a go with the router, and I think it's going to turn out fine because we'll have a cap piece on here. So we got a bit of room for error here. That's the next step. So we are going to finish up the sort of the sliding door area. I don't know what you'd call that. Kind of the step in, making it look a little nicer. So we're going to cover that in the high pressure laminate. So this is the blue we're using. I think it's called Midnight Blue. So this is the color that we're going to use for the entrance into the van. So we're covering that 1/2 inch Baltic Birch plywood with the high pressure laminate. I think it's going to kind of tie everything together. Yeah, we'll see how it looks.
You know my body never known.
Alright, so we got the pieces, they're kind of test fit in. We still have to drill the holes for the fasteners into the riv nuts. And in the corner here, it's just a little bit snug, so we're just going to file that away so it fits a little bit, so it's not quite as tight, but overall, super happy with that.